What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today, we're getting into my Week 11 NFL predictions. Before we get into it, though, let's look at Week 10, a rough week for my predictions this week. So let's dive into what I got right and what I got wrong. Starting out here with the Bears-Panthers game, did get that one right. Even with Justin Fields out, I thought the Bears were the better team, and they proved it, getting the win. Did get the Colts game right over the Patriots, so 2-0 there. Very sloppy game, but the Colts able to prevail in that one. Did get the Steelers game right over the Green Bay Packers to move to 3-0 on the week. And now we're going to get to some weird ones here. Did get the Texans-Bengals game wrong. Texans come out, play really good in this game, and hold on to beat Cincinnati. Really big win for Houston right there. I did get the Saints game wrong against the Vikings. Was not anticipating another back-to-back good game from Josh Dobbs, but Dobbs plays a really solid game. Got to give credit to him. The Vikings win that one. Did get the game wrong. Titans, Buccaneers. I was expecting the Titans and Will Levis to bounce back this week, and they looked horrible. So I got that game wrong. Buccaneers kind of end that losing skid right there. The Niners Jaguars, got that one right. I was debating between this one. Good thing I picked the Niners because they absolutely demolished Jacksonville in that one. Did get the Ravens game wrong against the Browns. Browns make a phenomenal comeback there. News, though, Watson's out for the year, so that's very unfortunate for Cleveland, but the Ravens, that they did get the win. So lost that one. Did get the Chargers game wrong against the Lions. You know, the way Justin Herbert played, the Chargers should have won this game. They came out a little bit empty-handed the way their defense played, and the Lions got the win. So I got that upset game wrong right there. I did pick the Falcons to beat the Cardinals right there. Got that one wrong. Good win for the Cardinals and Kyler Murray coming back. Did get the Cowboys right over the Giants, has absolutely demolished them. Went to that Seahawks-Commanders game. The Seattle Seahawks won that one on a game-winning field goal. That was an amazing game. Go Hawks, baby. Get the win. Got that one right over Washington. Did pick the Jets over the to lose to the Raiders there, unfortunately. Raiders getting the win there on Sunday Night Football, and then did get the Broncos wrong against the Bills. The Broncos pull off another crazy upset in a wild game on Monday Night Football for the Broncos to get their fourth win, and the Bills are struggling right now, but not as much as how I struggled that week. I went 6-8 on my picks. That's just not going to get it done right there. 95-55. Just been a past 2 weeks have been a little bit struggled after that, like 15 in 1 week in week 8. But let's see if we can get back to it here. Week 11 here, starting out with the Thursday Night Football game tonight. We have the Cincinnati Bengals taking on the Baltimore Ravens. Interesting game here. Between these two, it's a big game in this season series between them. You know, you look at the Ravens, they've been just a little bit of an inconsistent team this season, you know, dominating the Seahawks, dominating the Lions. Maybe that's just a thing with them against NFC teams. Then they go up against their own division and kind of struggle a little bit. I think, you know, the Bengals may have looked at the Texans as a team they should have beat. A little bit of a trap game. Ravens should have beat the Browns. They know their potential, but you know, I think it's an interesting matchup here. It's in Baltimore. I am going to go with the Cincinnati Bengals, though, honestly, to come out in this one, get a bounce-back game. Joe Burrow, I think, is going to play a lot better. This team, I think, will, at this point on in the season, this is going to be a team that's going to be very good after a loss. They're going to bounce back, I think. They're going to play a good football game, and you know, what Ravens are we going to see here? I'm not entirely sure. We'll see what happens, but Ravens obviously a really freaking good team. This one can go either way. I am going to give it to the Bengals, though. All right, and then we have the Browns and the Steelers, another good game. Deshaun Watson, obviously the big news, him being out for the year. does hurt the Browns' chances. I do think that Browns defense is still very dominant, and no matter who's your quarterback, you're going to have a chance to win almost any game. Steelers, obviously, they have a really good defense. Their offense is doing some decent things and finding ways to win at this point. But I do think they're due for a loss. At some point this season, they're going up against a really solid team on the road. I think it's just going to be too much. PJ Walker, I think, will have enough in this one, and the Browns will pull off the win. And then we got the Bears and the Lions, a 3-7 team against a 7-2 team here. Give me Detroit in this one. I do believe Justin Fields might be coming back, but the Lions are just the better team. It's just straightforward. I'm going to give that one to Detroit, and, I don't think it'll be too close. So give me the Lions. All right, and then we got the Chargers and the Packers, a 4-5 team against the 3-6 Green Bay Packers. Chargers this season, I think, have proven that they could beat the worst teams than them. Just have not proven they can beat the better teams than them quite yet. I think the Chargers will prove that they can again beat the worst team than them, and that's the Green Bay Packers. I know Jordan Love played well, but this defense soft. I think that Justin Herbert. Sorry, I don't know why I almost said Justin Fields, but Justin Herbert, I think, will torch this defense, and then Austin Eckler will run all over them. So give me the Chargers in this one to defeat Green Bay. Okay, and then we have the Dolphins versus the Raiders. A 5-5 Raiders team continues their streak. Under their interim head coach, he's doing a great job of keeping this team afloat, getting the past 2 wins in a row here. The offense has some talent, but it's not going to be enough here. Dolphins, again, a team like the Chargers that's proven they could be, not only proven, but proven they could dominate any team that's below them. And I think, get that out of there. But yeah, I don't think it's going to be any different. I'm going to give the Dolphins the win here over the Raiders. I think Tua will bounce back coming off this bye week. Give me Miami. All right, we have the Giants versus Washington now, 4-6 versus 2-8. The Commanders looked very competitive the past couple of weeks. I do think this team can get a win. It's, Sam Howell's played really good, and I think if anything, the quarterback situation is much better for Washington than New York. New York, I think, is the worst team in football right now. They have a decent defense, but I don't think it's going to be enough in this one. Their offense is not going to do anything, I think, and Washington's offense will get the job done. Give me the Commanders at home. Have we had any upsets quite yet? I'm not entirely sure. Oh, yeah, we had the Bengals. That's the upset right there. Let's see if we have any more going down the road here. But next up, we have the Cowboys versus the Panthers. Give me Dallas here. This is just another classic Cowboys game where they play a worse team. That's not the Arizona Cardinals this season, and probably will run all over them. I don't expect it to be any different. Give me Dallas. All right, and then we have the Jaguars and the Titans. Everyone ruling out Tennessee for this one. Not so fast here. I could see Mike Vrabel pulling up a good game plan and, playing a good game against the Jaguars. This defense is still solid, and Will Levis can do some things. But I do think the Jaguars are going to bounce back after a tough loss to the 49ers. Trevor Lawrence and this offense really need to figure things out. And the defense will do enough, I think, as well. So I do think the offense will get some things going this week. They need to. We'll see if they can. And I just don't trust the Titans to beat the Jaguars. All right, and then we have the Texans versus the Cardinals. Kyler Murray back there trying to get a win against the Texans. Could be a sneaky win here for Arizona. Texans people are hyping them up. They just come off a win against the Bengals. CJ Stroud playing excellent football. I know it's being played in Texas, in Houston. I mean, let's look. Who? the Texans played the Jaguars the following week. So this is a major trap game scenario. Kyler Murray and the Cardinals just beat the Falcons. Honestly, guys, I am going to go with the Arizona Cardinals here. I'm feeling a trap game. Houston, obviously coming off that dominant win against the Bengals. They're looking like a solid team, but I think I'm going to pump the brakes a little bit on Houston here, and I'm going to give the Cardinals an upset. We'll see what happens there. Arizona gets their second straight win of the season. And then we have the Buccaneers versus the 49ers here. I don't think the Niners are gonna be a team that's gonna be trapped at this point. They're healthy at this point. They should dominate the teams below them. I don't think Baker Mayfield will get things going against this defense who played a lot better last week than over the 3 other games they had. So the Buccaneers, I do think, will shut down Baker Mayfield, and Brock Purdy will do enough against this Bucs defense. Give me the Niners at home. Then we have the Bills against the Jets. I'm just going to hurry and click on it. Give me the Buffalo Bills. These two met on Monday Night Football earlier this year. Jets got the win. The defense is obviously really good for the Jets. Josh Allen obviously has got to do a much better job of taking care of the football. You're not going to beat many teams if you turn over the football 4 times. They almost beat the Broncos doing it, but against a very solid Jets team, I could see it happen again. Will the Jets offense take advantage of that? Even if there is that many turnovers, I don't even have confidence that the Jets would win that game. It is in Buffalo. Josh Allen and the Bills need to bounce back. The Jets need to bounce back, but I do trust the Bills more. I'm going to go with Buffalo in that one. All right, and then we have the Seahawks versus the Rams going to this game as well in Los Angeles. It's going to be a fun time. And I got to pick my Seattle Seahawks in this one. We did lose to the Rams earlier this season, which is an unfortunate loss, but we've gotten better from that point. Aside from the Ravens game, we're playing good football. Geno Smith's a really solid quarterback at this point, besides that Ravens game again. He is playing good football. I think he'll have a much better game this week against the Rams than in week 1. I think the offense can adjust, will be a lot better this week. And the Rams have been a down team. Even with Matthew Stafford coming back, I don't think it's going to be enough for Los Angeles. Give me Seattle. Okay, then the Sunday Night Football game, we have the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Denver Broncos. This game is being played in Denver, so an interesting game. And honestly, a good Sunday Night Football game here. I'm excited to see what happens in this one. If you look at the Broncos, they've been a solid team. The past few weeks beating teams like the Chiefs and the Bills. That's what you like to see if you're a Denver fan. Russell Wilson's playing good football. The offense is kind of starting to click, finding their identity a bit under Sean Payton, and the defense finding their identity as well under Vance Joseph, playing a lot better football. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, their defenses look pretty solid all year under Brian Flores. They're taking strides, I think, each week and getting better and better. I think they can do a good job of that this week. Their pass rush is very solid against the Broncos O-line, who had a lot of struggles last week against the Bills. I do think they could take advantage of that. And then Josh Dobbs is playing solid football. Beating the Saints last week was very impressive. But I am going to go with the Denver Broncos in this game. This one is being played in Mile High. I think the Broncos are clicking at the right time. If this one was being played in Minnesota, I probably would go with the Vikings. But I am going to go with Denver right now. They just keep proving everyone wrong at this point. I'm going to ride with them. Russell Wilson, I think, has a good game. And the Broncos beat Minnesota. And then the final Sunday Night Football, or the final game of the week. Wow, we've been waiting for a good Monday Night Football game for a while here, and we got one. Eagles-Chiefs Super Bowl rematch from last season. This is what you love to see. Both teams are coming off bye weeks, so they're fully rested for this one. Really hyped to see what happens between the Eagles and the Chiefs. Two really good teams, obviously, both the Super Bowl matchups last season. Jalen Hurts been playing really good football. The Eagles are looking a lot more like that team last season that they were the past few weeks. Their defense has got a little bit better. Jalen Hurts is playing better. He's played pretty good all season, aside from that Jets game where they lost. And then you look at the Kansas City Chiefs here. Obviously losing to the Broncos a couple weeks ago, or a few weeks ago, but then they beat the Dolphins. Good week from them. So I do like both of these teams quite a bit. These were the top two teams in my power rankings video, so you got to take that into effect. This game's being played in Arrowhead Stadium, which I do think is going to have a big impact in this game. I do think the Eagles will pick up their second loss of this season in Arrowhead. I think Patrick Mahomes going to do just enough to beat the Eagles here. So give me the Chiefs. All right, anyway, guys, thank you all for watching this video today. Hopefully, y'all enjoyed the content. Comment down below your predictions. Anyway, guys,